Alright, welcome to the stream. We are live. We are jumping back into Tales of Grace SF as we have been doing for the past couple weeks. Just going to keep pushing on through. We are mastering titles and grinding out gold and pushing the Turtles stamp card as high as we can get it so that we can try to earn some of those other titles. Basically, it's a whole title challenge run. We're trying to max out all of Asbel's titles before we proceed with the main narrative. So, here we are, jumping into the game. Let's just get into it, have some fun, and see where it takes us. Back into Orlan Woods. It seems to be our home for the majority of this game. We have gone from, I don't even remember what level we were at, to level 36. We have mastered a handful of titles, and we will just keep going.
Great work, Captain.
You're not doing so bad there yourself, Asbel.
It won't take long.
Last night we were working on trying to get the Plasma Shock title. Don't know if there is or isn't an actual title for this. How many times have I used it? I used it 87 times, and I'm beginning to think that there is not a title for Plasma Shock. But I will keep pushing it and see if the game
It won't take long.
gives us a title or if we're wasting our time.
Great job. Let this crush it. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Might be one of those where we have to get like 100 usage, 450 usage.
Let's keep moving. It won't take long. Let destruction reign. Good work. No one can stand before my blade.
Darkness Veil was upgraded. There we go. Plasma Shock 8 of title. So we had to use it like 90 times, I think. Arts. Yeah, we had to use it like 90 times. Okay. Can we switch this to anything else? So, if we look here, titles. Lightning Strike. Let's go see if we can get the Lightning Strike Master title. We'll grind that out while we are doing this. And we have to do that for every single one of these, is just grind out.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
No one can stand before my blade.
Grind out skill usage until it gives us the master title, and over and over and over until we lose our minds.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Let's keep moving.
How much color we have? We're at 15,000. Oh, we do our discovery.
Stay sharp, even against chumps. Did we get carried away?
And for Malik, we're trying to get some of his A art titles.
This is what happens when you misjudge your foe.
Gale Ma. So, is that... Yep. Oh, time to use this until we get the title for it.
This won't take long. Okay. Get 'em all. Next, victory is ours.
Golden Flare was upgraded.
Stay sharp, even
Okay.
against
Get 'em
chumps.
all. You won't live to That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Armor is tempered, so I think everything's tempered, so we can go pull those items. Oh, you're coming from this way. So this way.
Stay sharp, even against
Get 'em
chumps.
all. Next. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
I do wonder, is the
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
health mixture based off of steps?
No one can stand before my blade.
Or is it a certain number of battles?
This won't take long. Victory is ours. This won't take long. Okay, here.
Okay,
Get 'em all. Get 'em all. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade. This won't take long. You won't live to regret this. We won't fail.
It's gotta be steps on the outside world.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade. This won't take long. You won't live to regret this. Get 'em all. Pierce. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Get 'em all. We won't fail.
Critical Slugger title. So we've unlocked 2 new titles in the course of trying to finish this one off. Fighter, Fencer, this one. Critical Hitter, title that honors the splendor of those who achieve a lot of critical hits. Title that extols the virtues of those who achieve a huge number of critical hits. Okay. What's that one? Pilferator. Oh my. Okay. So there's the Plasma Shock Adept. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 titles in between that. Oh wow. Okay. That is a lot.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Asbel is gonna be the super boss of this game.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Let's keep moving.
Makes me wonder, like, what would happen if I went and tried to do some of the challenge battles.
This won't take long. Okay, here. Next. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Defense shards, do, defense shards.
This won't take long. Next. No one can stand
Dualize. Attack Shard 2. Attack Shard 1. Defense Shard. And a Defense Shard. And we will just keep dualizing those until we're out. Which is probably never going to happen because we can get a large amount of shards as we do this.
For my blade.
It's almost like every other battle, we get something level 1.
This won't take long. You won't live to regret. Victory is ours.
How much gold do we have? 13. So we went down like 3.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Let's keep moving.
Oh, declare add up to title mastered. So, for Malik, let's grab. We go Darkness Veil. I mean, yeah, I guess so, because we've mastered like all the other ones. We can do Deathmire. We could do. Spry Scavenger. Hurler. What does Hurler give us? Recovery Arts, Aquatic Resistance. I normally like to try and find ones that'll gain new abilities, but I don't think we really have any. Blessing, Recovery Arts. Oh, Glacial Rain. So yeah, we could do that. That'll get us. And it'll take some time to master that one, so might as well learn the harder ones.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Next, we won't fail.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Get 'em all. You won't live to regret this. I'll keep on getting stronger.
Level 37. Yep.
This won't take long.
If we can hit level 50, we'll be a quarter of the way to max level.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Next. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Glacial Rain. Glacial Rain. Let's see for Malik. So we're still trying to learn Corruption Claw. Right. What do we have? So we have Darkness Veil Adept. We don't have the Corruption Claw Adept. How many times have you used Corruption Claw? Twice. Alright, guy. Come on. Let's get that rolling.
This won't take long.
You need to study up on the basics.
I'm gonna have to switch. Hold on. We need Malik. Arts. Manual. Sorry. Arts. Semi-auto. Just Glacial Rain there, I guess. But what we're gonna do Oh, so you have to go from Rolling Flare into Corruption Claw. Okay. So yeah, we'll just put you back on auto. We'll turn off Corruption Claw. And we'll have you learn Glacial Rain.
This won't take long. Okay. Pierce! You won't live to regret this. Let's keep moving. This won't take long. Draw! Victory is ours.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Pierce! You won't live to regret this. No one can stand before my blade.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Get 'em all! That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
We have fought almost 1,300 battles.
We won't fail.
Hasbel learned Heaven's Wrath, which I think is an AR, which might be a little bit difficult for us to master. Let's see. Yep. A continuous flurry of kicks that seem to circle the enemy, attacking from all sides. So we'd have to go Wing Crush, Wolflin Fang, and then Heaven's Wrath. Not as easy as it seems. Let's see if we can do this.
Victory is ours.
Well, that was Gust Stroke. I managed to get that going.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Not yet. You won't die. Not yet. No one can stand before my blade.
Hasbel's weapon has been tempered. I wonder if I hold
Stay sharp, even
down. What are we gonna get?
Did we get carried away?
Oh, I have Malik set for ARs only, huh?
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Let's keep moving.
I've gotten one Heaven's Wrath proc. Really gonna have to see how to do this.
This won't take long. Be gone! Charge! That was hardly worth dirtying my blade. This won't take long. We won't fail.
Defense Shard 2. How many times have we used this? 51. Alright, so we'll just keep going.
This won't take long. Victory is ours.
Supposedly, there's a book we could get that would increase our art usage numbers.
You won't live to regret this.
But I think it's very expensive to even get it into the shop.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Get 'em all! Get 'em all! That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Yo, how's it going, buddy?
It won't take long. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Was I going the other way? No,
It won't take long.
this wasn't a monster there.
We won't fail.
Go check our title and see. 6,000. Okay. Nothing down here. Head back up. And we run in circles like we have been for the past 12 hours. Not bad, just surviving, learning about stuff I never knew when I first started working, and realized I'm way behind on life stuff. Like what, man?
Victory is ours.
I don't think there is being a behind on life stuff. I think you just do what you gotta do, and
It won't take long. Okay. You won't live to regret this. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
oh, yeah, no, that shit's a fucking... I don't even understand that stuff, man. I have one, I'll tell you that much, but I don't fucking understand how any of this works. Activerse, it can be both. Or no. This is Tails, so it's pretty active with some different setups for how. I'll show you. So the battle system is active, and it depends on like whether you're using, in this case, B or A to attack. You have your arts, so like I just spam B so that I can get the usage on these. But then you have your A art tree, which you would use for A, and it builds combos into different abilities. And you can set it to semi-auto, so it's a little bit easier to do manual, so you have to full-on do everything, or auto. So like, yeah, it's an interesting battle system, but it's kind of a pain in the ass at the same time.
It won't take long. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
And you would think that I'd be a master at it by now, having only done this one area for 12 hours, but I have not.
It won't take long. Okay.
As for the 401k stuff, yeah, I get that. Like I said, I have a 401k. I know I have my employer matches what I put in, a percentage, and that's about it. I don't really understand anything else about it.
That was hardly worth dirtying.
Same with like stock. I get stock. Like I get what are called RSUs, restricted stock units that vest every quarter. I really have no idea how those work or when the refresh is and how all of that is supposed to work. They just go into an account and then I just have them. In 2 years working, they just told you about 401k stuff. I just started to find it. I talked about it with my soup when I first started, but they kept putting it off. I don't even know the matches, man. They give me no info. I mean, I don't know if that's... I wouldn't say that's on you. That's on your employer, my dude. That's not good. Not a good look for them in what they're doing. You do marketing, business analysis?
It won't take long. You won't live to regret this. Victory is ours.
Marketing? Okay. Okay.
We won't fail.
What if I told you that there's a company that you could look at that might be a little bit better?
Victory is ours.
Fully remote.
Stay sharp, even against tough.
You won't live to regret this. No one can stand before my blade. It won't take long. dirtying my blade.
Okay, we got the Galemon item title, so we can stop spamming Galemon and go back to spamming something else until we're blue in the face. Where does that one fall? So that falls right there. The job is fine, but they have terrible communication all over. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just know my partner also does marketing, and the company she works for is a fully remote company that is always hiring people and always adding people to their marketing department. What are we at? Up here. This is gonna take... Oh, it's almost a 6,000. Okay, and then Phantom Pulse is the next one we're gonna see about getting.
Stay sharp. Even against tough.
You won't live to regret this. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
My job is requiring me to learn Python and
That was hardly worth
take on other projects that aren't the product I originally joined them for. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least.
Stay sharp. Even against tough.
No one can stand before my blade.
I don't know why I'm still spamming this. I wanted to go back and... We've got to spam this 450 times, and we're at 210.
This won't take long.
Lightning strike, lightning strike, lightning strike.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
The fact that I have to research stuff outside work is annoying me. I get it. I am in the middle of doing a cybersecurity course that I study for every morning. I do about an hour to an hour and a half of that every morning. And then I've got to start doing Python so that I can learn this new product. Yeah, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm hoping that I can do it all during work time, that it doesn't have to take up other time, but we'll see. It will not take up my stream time. I will continue my stream. Like, I'm determined to stream for 30 days. The only days I don't stream are Sundays. And I'm determined to get back into the swing of streaming, since it's been such a long time since I've really done it. And so far, whatever I've decided to do to myself with this has really been helping. So, is everything tempered? I didn't see. Yeah. Do they not have a 401k company that they go through? I want to art stream more, but it's a struggle here at home. I hear that. That was me the past couple of years. I really struggled with just trying to get anything. Motivation back into, streaming. All I can say, the best advice I can give is one day at a time. Keep to your goals and, do what you gotta do. They do. I'm researching right now. There are terms I don't understand and weren't explained. Did they give you any idea of, like, what? Like, what kind of 401k? Is it a Roth IRA? Is it just a 401k, like a basic retirement? Like, so there's a couple things there that I don't fully understand, but it has to do with, like, how they're taxed. I think one is regularly taxed and one isn't taxed. So you might have to pay taxes on like the payout, like the lump sum or whatever. But that's about all I know.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
And the way that mine kind of works is mine is invested in like a Vanguard fund. So if that fund goes up, then so does my 401k and the money that I put into it. So in a way, it's kind of.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Are they going through Fidelity? Because that's where mine goes. Like that's where all my stuff is set up through, and it's pretty nice to see. Like if it's Fidelity and you start putting stuff in there, and you like go look at your Fidelity account and stuff, you can see kind of like what they're doing with the money and how it's growing, and it gives a pretty good breakdown and a decent understanding of things.
Stay sharp, even against ghosts.
We won't fail.
I don't know that company, but I'm sure they probably, if you were to like once you start putting money in there, like go look, they probably have like a good like breakdown, like charts and stuff. Like that's what Fidelity does for my IRA, is they show me all the chart breakdown and stuff. They also have like a little like, you need to invest like 40,000 more if you want to be at this much by the time you die. And I'm like, well, that's probably not going to happen.
It won't take long. Drop. Fall. 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 Let's keep moving. It won't take long. Okay. Fall. It won't lift. Die. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade. It won't take long. Drop. Die. Yes. Fall. Die.
Damn, I think we got like 5 or 6 uses off in that one. $249. Let's have about 200 uses to go.
Stay sharp, even against ghosts.
Fall. That was hardly worth dirtying my
Okay, that
blade.
title's done. Let's move on to the next one. Ooh, we got the Art Authority title. That's probably like someone who just spams arts. All the way down here. Nope. Here. Nope. Oh. That's what I just mastered, isn't it? Yeah, I read that wrong. Duh. Okay, let's go see if we can unlock Phantom Pulse. It gives us another move to probably never, ever spam. The combo moves are going to be the hardest to get the titles for because of how quickly we kill things out here.
For my blade. It won't take long. Okay. Fall. Die. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
So with our Phantom Pulse, arts. So Phantom Pulse would be right on the stick, and it would be the follow-up of Gust Stroke. So we'd go Gust Stroke, Phantom Pulse. Oh, okay. So I see what I was doing wrong on trying to get to Heaven's Wrath. Let's see if I can pull off the Heaven's Wrath. Probably not, but we'll see. Oh shoot. Wing Crush, Wolf One Fang, Heaven's Wrath. There we go. Okay.
That was
Okay.
hardly worth dirtying my blade. It won't take long. Eat this. Eat this.
Think I got a plan going, just need to rest on it a little. Always a good thing to do. Always think about the plan. If you're not entirely sure, rest on it, take a nap.
Let's keep moving.
Aside from that, aside from weird work stuff, how's everything going? How's life? How's art? Saw those Animal Crossing fucking emotes, man. Those were badass.
Won't take long. Eat this. Win. You won't miss your head a trap. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Okay, weapons have been tempered, so we just need the armor to be tempered.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Wing crush.
Let's keep moving.
Keep thinking about going back to that Animal Crossing too. I had a decent little island and ideas for it, and then I just kind of quit playing. I wanted all cats, and I couldn't get it, and it was frustrating me.
That was hardly worth dirtying.
Art has been I've been going back and forth with doing stuff and not doing anything. I just sketched more emotes that I'll eventually do for my... Hell yeah, dude. Get it going. Get those emotes going, and then come spam that link all over my stream, and I'll spam it everywhere I can. And
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
I need to go back to spamming lightning because I want to get the mastery for those done. Then we'll worry about ARs. Personal life sucks at the moment. Family problems, mostly with the old man. Been collecting cartoons on a hard drive though. Hell yeah. What cartoons? Like 80s cartoons? Or are you aiming more for like 90s and stuff? I'm working with a buddy from Singularity. And we are currently debating, discussing, and trying to put together a podcast. We'll probably live stream as well, but the main focus would for it to be a podcast where we revisit like 80s cartoons is where we're starting, and going up through the years. I was working on trying to get a server put together.
Dirtying my blade.
I'm still working on trying to get a server put together so that I have a Plex server set up for all the stuff that I do have. But I ran into, I bought a house and I've had to pay off extra taxes and stuff like that. And so I'm still needing to pick up some stuff for that. Hopefully around tax time, I'll be able to finish getting that up and going. I need to get a new
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
motherboard for the server because the one that I had, it fried. So there's been setbacks, but we're still trying to get something going. And then once I get something going,
That was
I'm
hardly
hoping
dirtying my blade.
that we can do this because there's some wild ass cartoons on this list of 80s cartoons that I would love to watch and talk about and see how it goes. I used to wake up. I can't like 100% remember some of them because one, I didn't understand them. Like I grew up a white boy in the United States, so I did not ever get a chance to really learn Spanish. But I used to watch some cartoons in Spanish, like at like 4 or 5 a.m. Growing up, and there were some pretty cool ones. I just had no idea what the fuck was going on.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
And family problems with the old man. I wish I could give advice there. I really can't because my dad is a sack of shit. He left before I was born. Never really knew him because he's a sack of shit. All I can say is, keep your head up. Take every day the best you can. And if you need to get away for a while, man, if you need to step away, take a breath and get away, you're always more than welcome to come hang out here. we never have too much going on. We both work from home. We both work remote, so most of the day we are working. So you can have TV, PlayStation, all that to yourself. You know, so if you ever needed to step away and take a breath, you're always welcome here.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade. It won't take long.
Thundercats. I used to watch the Thundercats. Fucking loved Thundercats as a kid. He-Man. I watched a lot of the original He-Man. I used to actually love the 80s movie He-Man. That movie is so bad, like, looking at it now. And then Mask. I am familiar with Mask. I never really got the opportunity to watch Mask. The other day, though, we were looking for stuff to watch, and we were having a weird debate on some stuff, and we found Inspector Gadget on one of the streaming services. And we were watching Inspector Gadget, and I kind of, like, I don't mean this in, like, a derogatory way. Like, I'm not trying to make this, like, sound bad or ableist or anything like that. Like, that's not my intention, but, like, was Inspector Gadget autistic? Because I think he was.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Victory is ours.
It was, dude, the 1980s He-Man movie, I think it was the 80s He-Man movie, is so bad, but oh my god. I'll watch it over and over. Same with, like, the Highlander. We watched the Highlander a while back, and I was like, this is, they're saying things that you absolutely cannot say today, but damn, this is a movie. G.I. Joe. I don't know if you ever watched the old, like, 80s and 90s G.I. Joe. That cartoon was wild. Transformers, Ninja Turtles. Snorks. I don't know if you ever watched Snorks.
No one can stand before my blade. It won't take long. Okay.
Yeah, 90s.
My blade.
I used to watch that a lot as a kid. Ninja Turtles. As a kid, though, Ninja Turtles was my thing. Ninja Turtles and then Power Rangers. I know of Snorks, but didn't see it. Dude, Snorks was weird. Add time 1 sec. Alright.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Victory is ours.
Let me do this. I think I can do this. Gadget is weird, but the intention for that show is to teach kids more about the hidden efforts and superficial appearances, since Penny and Brian did all the work. You know what? That makes sense. I need to turn that off. Oh my god, really? Yeah, I do remember Deke making a lot of weird things. I think I'm trying to think of other Deke cartoons though that I watched. I can't think of like what other ones.
That was hardly worth dirtying.
I remembered, like, I can remember Deke very well. And then I remember Ninja Turtles, it wasn't Deke, they had, like, it was, like, paint that, like, would spell out the letters, but I can't remember the letters.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Yeah, the THC. Something like that. Family home.
No one can stand before my blade. This won't take long. Draw, die, fall. You won't live to
We went to... I actually thought about doing some streams where I turned on some of the, like, old educational, like, you would watch in school, like, weird educational shows with, like, puppets and different things. I found, like, 10 volumes of one of them at a Goodwill not too far from here, and I was like, ooh, do I pick them up? They're like 99 cents each. I ultimately decided against that because I don't have, like, a DVD player or anything, but man, that would have been some interesting content.
Victory is ours.
Where are we at? Arts. 317. So, about 33 more to see if we get the mastery title for that.
That was
And
hardly
I've been able to use it like 5 or 6 times a battle, so that's been going really well. Titles. Let's see. So we've mastered that one, so I guess you don't have anything that's teaching you like anything new though, do you? Nope. So I guess Master of Mastery. Just start knocking out like the really heavy duty ones. Malik is probably gonna run out of titles because he hasn't been using his A arts or anything like that. So unless I switch and have him just start spamming beat arts for mastery titles. Heathcliff, Dennis the Menace, Real Ghostbusters, video game cartoon. I didn't know they did Sailor Moon.
No one can stand before my blade.
I remember the first time I saw like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z though. It was at like 5 in the morning on just some random channel because like growing up we didn't have cable, so we would watch whatever came on. What was it, like ABC or Fox? And usually we only were able to get those channels because the like RF box from the Super Nintendo we had also for some reason kind of acted like an antenna. So if we had like moved it in just the right place, we could pick up ABC and Fox in our bedroom. And so my brother and I would watch whatever we could find on there. And at some point, we ended up picking up another channel. And I want to say it was like USA or something. Like, way before USA became a weird, very weird channel. But it was super early in the morning. And we were just trying to, like, we just turned the TV on to see what we could find to watch. And that's the first time we'd ever seen Dragon Ball Z. And we were at complete awe at what we were watching.
Won't take long. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
And then we eventually ended up with cable. It was one of the lucky times. Dude, old analog tech was wild. Like, I have actually been looking on eBay for the TV that I had growing up when I was a kid. That it was an old gray TV. It was a color TV, very small. And it was from a line, I think they called it the Sparky line, because we called the TV Sparky because that's what it said on this little like flip thingy where you would adjust the contrast and everything. And I had that TV up until I was 18 years old. Like, I had that TV forever. And that TV was it was an old analog TV, and it had a fun little glitch where it would turn itself on. And it would do it randomly. It was probably a fire hazard. Like there's no doubt that TV was probably a fire hazard. But I had gone as a teenager to see The Ring when The Ring first came out. And I get home, and my little brother was staying off at a friend's house, so it was just me. I got home, went into our bedroom, and was getting ready to go to bed. So I'm like half asleep on my bed, and I hear the TV click on, and it's just static, and it scared me shitless. So I immediately unplugged it, put it in the closet, and didn't get it back out for like 2 weeks.
Let's keep moving.
But if I could find one of those TVs again, oh. Other old tech that was creepy. My sister growing up, when I was probably I was either like 8 or 9. I was still pretty young. I had just seen the Child's Play movies for the first time with my cousin. My cousin thought it would be funny to sit me down and let me watch those. And my sister had this doll. Currently sending a screenshot of my current cartoon list. Big thanks. I'll check it out. I will go over it. And see what we've got and where we can go and see if we can get something put together. Like I said, I'm hoping around tax time I can get the final little bits and pieces that I need to make the Plex server. And then I'll start getting my stuff on there. Because I've got terabytes of Toku shows. So I've got a bunch of Kamen Rider, a bunch of different Power Rangers shows. I was working on trying to get some of the other titles, like Garo is a real crazy one. Some of the Metal Hero shows, which is for us. Like Metal Heroes is what VR Troopers and Beetleborgs was based off of.
Victory is ours.
So I was getting a bunch of those shows put together. You guys have a Plex server or any server, I will do my... Yeah, man. I'm working on getting one together, and then I'll work on getting everybody access to it. I want to put all of our Blu-rays, all of our movies on there, and we have 6, I think like 620 Blu-rays, so I have a ton of movies and stuff that I can put on there, just so we have it, and if there's anything people want to watch, then they can watch it. Dude, I am a huge Toku nerd. I'm fully out and open about it. Actually, hold on, because this is really cool. So, I don't know how familiar you are with like current Power Ranger stuff. But Amy Jo Johnson, the original Pink Ranger, did a series called The Return. So she wrote her own Power Rangers comic. And for The Return, I'm going to come over here and kind of tweak this so you can really get a good idea of this. Where is my camera? So that you can really see this. So Amy Jo Johnson did The Return, and in my Kickstarter for The Return, I ended up getting some really fucking cool art. And that, in this story, is not Jason's daughter, Tommy and the Pink Ranger's daughter. Kimberly, Tommy and Kimberly's daughter, as the Green Ranger. Right? Isn't that sick? And then, hold on, because I have a... Dude, I'm such a Toku nerd. Like, I'm such a Power Rangers nerd. So then we've got... So that's the Ranger Slayer. Another picture of the Ranger Slayer. And so, like, in recent Power Ranger stuff, Ranger Slayer has been my favorite. And just the Pink Ranger. Another version of that Pink Ranger. One with the shield, one without the shield. This is the Amalgam. So this is the shattered grid of all the different Pink Rangers. And then Lord Drakon holding the Pink Ranger's helmet. And then nothing. Because I'm a huge Power Rangers nerd. But I have gotten into other stuff lately. Like, there's been some really good Kamen Riders. She does. That is part of the very last arc, I believe. So the Power Rangers comic is over. They ended Power Rangers. And in that story arc, they brought Rita back. So Rita comes back, but she comes back as a more powerful version of herself. She's basically like full-on evolved and has been given more powers from like the big ultimate evil of Power Rangers. And they're infecting the Morphing Grid. Her and her master are infecting the Morphing Grid. And Lord Drakon sacrifices himself to
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
So Lord Drakon sacrifices himself to save the Ranger Slayer from being corrupted, and then she goes out to find other Rangers to help fight back against the corruption. And it's kind of like his last, like, because he loved her even in like this weird, like, oh, we're evil sort of way. And so it was like his last, like, kind of like hurrah of like trying to get forgiveness for who he was and what he had become. And it's a really cool arc. And the new the new Power Rangers comic is called Power Rangers Prime, and I've only read one issue so far, but they are also bringing back VR Troopers in that comic. So VR Troopers are coming back, and that's gonna be fucking awesome. It's a weird, like, we're getting a very weird.
Before my blade.
Yep, and yeah, no, Andros comes back as Galactic Knight, and I can't remember the other ones. Andros comes back. Oh, well, the story arc where Andros really comes back was the Death Ranger. Death Ranger was wild too. But the Power Rangers comics, so good, so good. And I love that they're bringing back VR Troopers. But I saw another. I think it's Dynamite. Either Dynamite or Dark Horse is bringing back another 90s staple, and it looks to be pretty dark. So Jason isn't corrupted with the Dark Ranger. Jason gave up his powers so that the Dark Ranger would lose its connection to the Morphin Grid. So the Death Ranger came, started corrupting people. And then Jason gets broken free, if I remember correctly. And while fighting the Death Ranger, in like their last part of that arc, he gives up his connection to the Morphin Grid so that they can stop the Death Ranger. And the Death Ranger can't corrupt them anymore. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna learn that. Yeah, Well, if you ever come hang out here, dude, I've got comics galore that you can read, so I am a huge comic nerd. My favorites, and the only ones I collect, are the Something is Killing the Children series. I'm a huge Jessica Slaughter nerd. I love Something is Killing the Children. So I've got that and House of Slaughter that I get. I've got a couple Image series that I get just because I wanted to check them out. One's called Rook Exodus and one is called Geiger. They're okay. I've got the new Ninja Turtles series that has been coming in. And then I've got Power Rangers Prime, which is coming in. And Radiant Black. I will collect Radiant Black until they stop it, or I just am incapable of collecting comics anymore, because Radiant Black is absolutely amazing. If you love Toku, if you love like Power Rangers and stuff, you will love Radiant Black. It was RB that actually kind of reignited my love for like Power Rangers and stuff. I Hate Fairyland was fucking amazing. I am a Scotty Young nerd, so Radiant Black. I might have some of Radiant Black digitally. I'll have to look. I don't remember if I do or not. Dude, Radiant Black is fucking amazing. No, it's coming back. So they're starting basically like Arc 2 or Season 2 of Radiant Black, depending on like how you want to look at it. So they went through what's called the Catalyst War. Catalyst War just ended, and then it's starting again this year with the rebuilding from the Catalyst War. And I am not fully caught up on Radiant Black. I have a ton of comics sitting in a box that I've got to read. Getting moved and stuff I had to put things on a back burner. And Radiant Black has had, well, not Radiant Black itself, but what they call the Massive Verse has had some pretty cool ones. Rogue Sun is really good. And there was one other one that No One is really interesting. And that's about all I've read from the Radiant Verse. Feel that games at the moment. I've picked up Metaphor. I need to go back and play it. I need to go back to Persona 3 and 4 and play those. So what I'm aiming to do is start playing those on stream. This was a remaster. So this one was a remaster that was kind of like stealth dropped. And it was a game I remember I had a lot of fun with on the PS3, and so when I saw that there was a remaster that had been stealth dropped, I was like, oh, I'm going to pick that up and start playing it. And it kind of has taken over, because I was doing Power World streams, just goofing off in Power World. But honestly, like, getting back into this has been a lot of fun. And so I'm probably just going to keep going with the RPGs. Tales series, I have some of the Legends of Heroes series, so I've got a couple of the, I think it's Trails in the Sky, and a buddy gave me one of those for Christmas, so I want to stream that. And then I had a friend of mine ask me to look into streaming one called Sands of Destruction. That was a DS title, so I've got that on the list. For some reason, I decided to torture myself, though, and kind of got caught up in seeing if I could just grind out as many titles as possible. Oh. Sands of Destruction is one of my must-play bucket lists. I got it. No, I like hearing that, because it's I'm not sure about it. I took a brief look at it. I haven't found anything for it yet. I may have to pick up. I'll probably have to pick up the ROM from you so that we can do it, because I did have somebody ask like, "Hey, could you stream that one?" And so yeah, I think honestly, my stream before was very heavy in RPGs, and so my goal is to get back to that, and I'm just gonna continue streaming. Yeah, the goal is to end the world. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get, and I'm pretty sure that I can't get all of them. We'll see. But I'm trying to master as many titles as I can before I move forward with the actual narrative. And I'll see where it goes from there. The max level in this game is 200, and I thought about trying to grind to 200, but I don't know if my sanity will hold that long, because I'm only gaining 55 experience per battle. And we're only like level 38. So, and we are getting into 13 hours of just grinding so far. And that's not, like, I only have 2 characters. I don't have the rest of the characters unlocked for this. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, so I'm easy moding a lot of games out. Fair, that's fair. This one, I started out, I took some options that would make things a little bit easier in the long run. One of those is boosted SP. So it has made grinding titles a little bit easier because I do get boosted SP. And then I have this on the hardest difficulty level. Because that also helps boost SP. And I will probably just keep it on the hardest difficulty level after I do this, because I'm going to be honest, it's probably just going to be one character through the entire game. I don't know that I will have a whole lot of other character growth as I progress through the story. If you need some games, let me know. I'll check my hard drive and send you some. I got some ROM hacks and translations as well. I am down to play whatever. If there's something you want to see streamed, if there's an RPG that you're like, I want to see bro fucking lose his mind playing that, send it to me and I will put it on the list. Because there's a ton of games that I will eventually play. I have a ton of RPGs. The Metal Mag. I think I've heard of those. Are those the ones with the Personas? Or am I thinking of something else?
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at those ones and see what's up. Probably the only RPGs that I probably won't ever get to, or that I won't play on here, are the Xenoblades, the Xenogears, Xenoblades. And that's because I've tried playing those. I tried on the DS, I tried on the Switch, I tried on the fucking Wii U, and I just could not get into those games. I could not get into the combat system, or how those games played. So, aside from that, if there's an RPG out there, I will probably try to tackle it. Metal Max is just Mad Max with RPG elements and systems. There may be some furry bits, but primary vehicles and mutants. I'll have to check it out. I will add them to the list to check out, because I'm all for it. I'm all for playing whatever we can play on here. Like I said before when I originally started streaming, my initial streams were RPGs. I played Battle Chasers the most. I had to power through to understand XBC's combat system. It's not too bad once you figure it out, but I get why people drop it. Yeah, I mean, I think the worst one for me was was it X? It's one of the ones they just did a remake for, and it was on the Wii U. And it had like this weird kind of like pseudo MMO system to it. And I hated it.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
and in my off time, I play mindless games. Like, I've been playing one called The Bazaar, which is like an auto battler. To be honest, it's kind of garbage. But it's mindless, so I, for some reason, just keep playing it.
Let's keep moving.
It's an auto attack mechanic with specials. It's more about optimizing your character. No, this one had like this like MMO sort of like grand feel to it. Like it had like stuff pop up on screen like it was an MMO. The battle system, for me, the only reason why like I really couldn't get into the battle system was just how the rock, paper, scissors triangle worked. And I never really understood what I was doing in combat.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
But again, I may be misremembering some of this because the last time I tried to play it was way back, was the Wii U.
We won't fail.
Stay sharp, even against traps.
Let's keep moving.
Stay sharp, even against traps.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
God, the Wii U, I feel like the Wii U is an underpowered, underappreciated machine too. Like, the Wii U was, I think the Wii U had some cool stuff to it. Like, there was stuff I did and played on the Wii U that I thought was really cool. Like, Zombie, the zombie game for the Wii U was kind of cool.
Stay sharp, even against traps.
You won't live to revolve. Let's keep
Emulating it only for Star Fox Zero. Eh? I never played that one. I never jumped into that one. By the time some games were starting to come out for the Wii U, I had kind of moved on and started playing my PlayStation 3 and stuff, PlayStation 4 and all that a lot more. So
You won't live to regret this. Fall. We won't fail. This won't take long. Okay, next dive. No one can stand before my blade.
I haven't played a Star Fox since Star Fox 64. PS4 only for Kingdom Hearts? That's the way to do it, man. There's actually some pretty good ones out there. Some pretty good games on the PS4. The Spider-Man games, or the Spider-Man game, because the other ones were PS5. But the Spider-Man game was really good. I played a ton of RPGs on my PS4. And of course, you can always download my favorite game. I think you can still get it on the PS4. I don't know if they took it off of the store or not, but you can always get Last Remnant. And Last Remnant is such an amazing game, and it sucks that you basically cannot play it anywhere. Titles. Alright, so you mastered that one, so treasure's back up here to this. And then hopefully you'll learn some stuff, otherwise we're kind of just grinding out Axel, and that's SP that's going to waste, in my opinion. Oh, I think everything's tempered too, so I can probably go.
Victory is ours.
I do love my Kingdom Hearts though. Like I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts nerd, and I really hope that 4 gives us some of the answers. That 3D remake of Secret of Mana that didn't do well, but the Switch didn't, despite being able to handle it. Yeah. God, I remember. I haven't played a Secret of Mana or a Secret game in a long time.
This won't take long.
The last one I played was on the DS.
Fall. Victory is ours.
Or maybe it was the Game Boy Advanced.
Stay sharp, even against traps.
You won't live to revolve.
Dude, there's so many cool RPGs out there too. Like the GBA had some cool ones. The DS had some cool ones. Like, do you ever play Magical Star Sign? I'll have to track them down. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is an amazing game. I'm not a huge fan of Chrono Cross, but if I can get it running, I'll give it a shot. I'll play through it again. Chrono Trigger, though, I think Chrono Trigger was one of those games that, like, as a kid, when I first played it, I was like, wow, this is what a game could be. Or wait, let's charge our mixer up because it is running on empty. Let's dualize. Magic Star Sign was a wild game. Pretty simple RPG, but it was a really cool one that did some cool stuff on the DS screen. Then of course you have your Pokemons. There are like Pokemon challenges I wouldn't mind doing, but I don't know if I'm going to prioritize those over other games. I think I mainly want to run like the Tales series and knock out what I have for those and stuff. So. Yeah, it's definitely the Mana art style. Okay, so we got all that. Anything new? Just created a bunch, and are they like equipped or something?
Stay sharp, even against ghosts.
Let's keep moving. This won't take long. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
I'd like to geek out a few more. You do now, except for a few minor friends. Hey man, I am here every night, so I am here playing RPGs and just being dumb. So I will geek out any night that you have time to geek out.
Stay sharp, even against ghosts.
No one can stand before my blade.
Freshman Mixer title. Okay, well, he finally got a new title.
Won't take long.
And I'm here on afternoons on Saturdays. I may or may not be here this Saturday. We're going to my partner's parents' house on Saturday, which is like an hour and a half away from us. Favorite Toku property aside from Super Sentai? I recently have really gotten into Kamen Rider. I've really enjoyed what I've watched from Kamen Rider. Garo was a really cool one. It's very mature though. It's definitely more geared for adults, but it had really cool suits. And I think that's one of the things I look for is like really cool like suits and kind of like fight scenes. I, as a kid, loved Power Rangers,
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
but I also loved Beetleborgs, so I really love to see like the Metal Heroes stuff, because Metal Heroes has some really cool stuff that we didn't get here. Then we have Ultraman. Fucking Ultraman is dope, and Ultraman is great because Ultraman is kind of like one of the first where you get the kaiju and all of the Toku stuff. But if I had to say like all-time favorite Toku, it's probably gonna be Godzilla.
Won't take long. Okay, next. You won't live to regret it. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Or Gamera.
Okay, next. Victory is ours.
I wish we had a continuation of Beetleborgs. Dude, Beetleborgs was so cool. And then when we got the, what was it, Transmetal, and they got their upgrades and stuff, like, I really wish that Beetleborgs could have carried on more than it did. We had, I would say in the States, like, we had weird, like, absolutely weird attempts at Toku. Super Samurai Cyber Squad was, I mean, as a kid, I was like, this is sick. But compared to Gridman, like, what? So, you know, like, our adaptation of Gridman compared to, you know, actual Gridman. And I don't, like, I've tried looking for Super Samurai Cyber Squad here in the States, like, and it's almost like people wanted to forget it. And then we had a weird, like, wrestling one with Teenage Mutants. That was an interesting take on things. Ultraman is hard. It also depends on what Ultraman you're watching. If you want fun Ultraman, like, newer Ultraman is probably going to be better to watch. Like, Orb was pretty fun. There's actually a Toku Shoutsu channel on Twitch that has a bunch, like, they just basically non-stop marathon different Toku series. And so there's a lot of cool stuff like it. That's where I watched a lot of stuff was, I don't know if I've watched Tiga or Ginga. I probably have, because I zone out to the Toku channel on Twitch a lot. If you want good Kamen Rider, I liked Kamen Rider 01. A lot of people do not. And I can kind of get why they don't. The series takes like a weird turn. It is kind of weak in places, but I loved the suits in that one. Like, I thought those are so cool. Kamen Rider Geats is also really fucking cool. My very first time with Kamen Rider, the first time I'd ever seen anything for Kamen Rider was Kamen Rider Kabuto. That one was cool. With Ultraman, I would say if you want fun, kind of weird, kind of quirky Ultraman, like, watch the movie that recently came out, Shin Ultraman. It's actually in the same universe as Shin Godzilla. It's also supposed to be in the same universe as Shin Kamen Rider and Shin Evangelion. So, very weird setup, but really cool movie. We saw that one in theaters and had a lot of fun. Same with Shin Kamen Rider. Shin Kamen Rider is also very fun. I think one of the things for me in Ultraman that, like, helped me really get into Ultraman was actually the King of Monsters games on the Super Nintendo. If you've ever played King of Monsters or King of Monsters 2, there's a character in that that's basically Ultraman, and that's just what sold it for me. Like, that's... I saw 01, I only saw the beginning. Geats, I have no clue what that's about. I had a friend that was a massive Kamen Rider fan, and that's how I found out about it, but he's weird. So 01, Geats, and there's a couple more, are fairly new. Geats was one of the newest last time I had seen it. It's a couple years old now, I don't even know where they are in Kamen Rider recently. I have to sit down and look and see what's available. The story behind Geats is a game. It's the Millennium game. And I like the take on it. There's some mystery behind it and what they're trying to figure out, and that's kind of what kept me watching it with Geats. So if anything, I would say Geats. Actually, we can find out right now. Let's see. What era of Kamen Rider is current? Yep. So the current era of Kamen Rider is the Reiwa era. And I don't know if it has, let's see. So far we've had the Showa, the Heisei, and the Reiwa era. It doesn't say which ones are. So the Reiwa era is currently, for Kamen Rider, does this say? Yeah. So Saber, no. 01. You know what, I can just, why is this such a pain? This site sucks. Yes, the Reiwa era 01 was 2019 to 2020. Saber was 2020 to 2021. I need to start Saber. Revice was 2021 to 2022. I haven't watched Revice. Geats was 22 to 23. And right now they are on Gotchard, which just ended. Gotchard was a weird food-based one, so I didn't like really get into that one. And oh no, Gav is the next one, and that's the food-based one. So Gav is starting, or has started, and Gotchard is mythical creatures and alchemy. So yeah. So I've seen some before the current era, like I saw bits and pieces of the terrible American attempt to adapt, which is also like you cannot like find that anywhere, basically.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Looks for Showa, and yeah.
Stay sharp, even against giants.
Fall! Next! Fall! No one can stand before my blade.
I like randomly on YouTube I will get
This won't take long.
the yearly live action, like full live stage show that'll show up. I don't speak Japanese, I have no idea what's going on, but man, that stuff is fun to watch. And Sentai, I have no idea where Sentai is. I gotta go look at what's going on with Sentai, because there's some really cool looking ones that I've seen recently, and there's some that I've looked at that I'm like, I have no desire to watch that.
Stay sharp.
Here's an episode of the wrestling show. Is that the alien, like, tattooed teenage alien wrestlers or whatever? Dude, that show is fucking wild.
This won't take long. Draw! You won't live to regret. Fall! That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Different show. Wait, what's this wrestling one? Hold on, let me pull this up. Control C. Tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. Yeah, that's the last one I remember. The only other one that I really like associate with, because when I worked, there was a company I worked for briefly. Los Luchadores, the Champ. I don't think I ever saw this one. What is this? Oh my god, I'm gonna watch this. Oh, we are gonna nerd the fuck out about this. I wonder if I'll get in trouble for showing stuff off of Internet Archive. What the fuck is what is this? Obvious product placement? Hawaiian Punch? Hold on. Where's my window capture? We gotta very short-lived. Yeah, I could see why. Alright, let's take a look at the... No, do not move that. Thank you. Window capture. Alright. Oops. Like this, I don't know if this is gonna have sound or not. But like, what? What is this? It's TMNT, the next mutation bat. Like, yeah, it's definitely like, is the Chihuahua the main villain? Oh my god. This is so bad. Could you imagine, you're like, yeah, Dad, I finally booked a TV show, and the dad's like, oh yeah, and what show was that? And you're like, Los Luchadores, and all I do is sit next to the Chihuahua's throne. Oh, we're gonna revisit this on Saturday. I'm gonna set up like a set of scenes so that we can watch this. I wanna scour Internet Archive for some of those other ones too. We'll see what we got. We'll do a Sentai Saturday.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Oh, what I was saying before that caught my Internet Archive is the reason why I have most of my cartoons now. Yeah, I found a lot of really good stuff on Internet Archive. Internet Archive is actually where I found the BIOS files I needed to get certain MAME arcade machine ROMs running. Internet Archive is way cool, and it kind of sucks that, you know, I think it was them that had some weird stuff going on in court about archiving and how they should be considered preservation and things like that, and the courts basically took a shit on them. It's really not a good look.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna set up a little. Yeah, I will. I'll go back and find it. I have all the files and stuff on it should be on like a drive because I was doing stuff with the Raspberry Pi. I had like a Pi 3 that I was playing around with.
It won't take long. You won't die. That was hardly worth dirtying.
But Saturday when we get back from my partner's parents' house, we'll do a Saturday night Toku stream, and we'll do some Sentai stuff. We'll watch some of the. I'll go find a couple of different really weird ones. I'll see if I can find, like, I'm sure they have it, like the first couple episodes of fucking Tir Na Nog, because I worked for this nonprofit where I was the IT manager for the nonprofit, and they found out that I was a huge fan of Power Rangers and those kind of shows. And so, like, one guy, all he ever wanted to talk to me about was Tir Na Nog, and I was like, I don't care for this show. Like, it is one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen. So we'll go find a couple episodes of Tir na Nog and we'll watch that too. I'm bringing this Los Lucha. We'll have Los Luchadores on our stream as well, and we'll talk about like what the fuck happened to like Fox. There was greatness in Fox because they brought those shows. I am absolutely for preservation, video game preservation, movie preservation. Like I said, we have 600 Blu-rays, and I collect basically anything I can find. To the extent that like it's kind of a joke for us, like we do it because it's fun for us. So like we go to like half price books and stuff like that to find movies. One movie we always look for every time we go is a movie called Grind. I think I'm up to like 8 or 9 copies of that movie now, but dude, it is something. It is not great, and the fact that that's what the United States thought should be fucking their Toku show, like. But I'll do it. I'll get it set up, and we'll watch it. Yeah, I guess we'll just do this one. 58, yeah. It was during that era where Fox Kids got away with fucking anything and everything. Like, they aired some of the worst shows. And they aired them for a long time. Like, I don't know if you ever watched, or if you're familiar with, Life with Louie, which was a cartoon about Louie fucking Anderson. It was one of the most god-awful, annoying fucking shows. But good God, do I feel like that show went on forever.
Victory is ours.
But Fox did it. Fox was like, hey, you know what kids want to watch? Kids want to watch animated Louie fucking Anderson.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
And nobody questioned it. Nobody was like, hey, Fox, what's going on? Are you guys okay? How many times have I used this now? 602 times did I not unlock the title. I still have not unlocked a title for that. Alright. I found the Tir na Nog series. Hell yeah. We will stream it. I will probably get some copyright shit, but we'll do it.
Let's keep moving.
I don't even care. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna get... Oh man, what should I... Yeah, send me the link in Discord, and then I'll work on setting up the stream. And, dude, maybe we'll set up like a voice chat. Like, I'll set up like a voice chat and stuff in stream. And, in Discord and stuff, so that we can, like, we'll watch the show, and we'll Mystery Science Theater it. We'll be like, what the fuck are we doing? I'll go get something good to, like, take shots of while we're fucking watching it, and... Yeah, we'll riff it. Like, I'll watch it. We can watch those shows and we'll do riff tracks. Let's fucking do it.
No one can stand before my blade.
We'll get that weird community too. Like, what'll happen is we'll start streaming it, and we'll get the Tir na Nog community. Like, will show up. They'll be like, you guys are just haters. You didn't understand the complexities of the show at the time. And I'll be like, oh. Can you see? Wow, what was it called? Let me know, because I went through a depressive stunt quitting servers. I don't really have a server. If you need to, I think you're still in Singularity. If not, we can set up a voice call, or I'll get something set up. But I've never really had like a Discord server other than Singularity. Where I want to see, hold on, because there's another one. If you can look it up. Does Internet Archive have the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight? Because that was America's attempt to adapt Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. It was the United States attempt at adapting Kamen Rider for, and it was Fox. Fox tried to Fox. It was Fox that aired it, I believe. Either Fox or WB. One of them tried to adapt Kamen Rider and bring it over here in like 2007, 2008. And I don't know that it went past 20 episodes. I don't remember though.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade. This won't take long. Okay, next. Fall. Let's keep moving. This won't take long. Drop. Next dive. Fall. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
I have mindlessly used Lightning Strike over 600 times, and I do not have the next title for it.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
I think I only found... I think that's all there was. I don't think it went on... Like, it was not well received, so I don't think Fox did more than, like, one... They either did 2 12-episode seasons, or they only did the 124-episode arc. 40? Oh, shit.
Blade.
Well, I mean, we'll watch what they... I'll work with what they have on Internet Archive and see if I can't track down the rest. I'm sure there's somebody... There's got to be, like... So you know that there's those people out there that are like, oh, man, this show is the greatest. And... like I said, like, I will talk shit on fucking Life with Louie all day, every day. And I'm telling you right now that there's somebody who will stumble across this stream as I'm like... Motherfucking Louis Anderson, like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea for a fucking cartoon? And that person will come in here and be like, actually, you just didn't understand the humor, and that'll be the end. Like, I will get canceled for fucking the Louis Anderson cartoon.
Let's keep moving.
John Candy is... Oh, John Candy.
This won't take long.
Yeah?
No one can stand before my blade.
The 90s were just a wild-ass time of, like, what they would get away with for shows.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Fall. That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Wait, did I master that title? Now I'm tripping. Yeah, okay, we've got all these mastered. Oh, hell yeah. We're gonna have some wild times.
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
You won't live to regret. Fall. Victory is ours.
Let me... I'll do it later. I'll do it when I'm done streaming. I will... I gotta reach out to some people, and we'll get this set up, and I'll get times and everything, and we'll have fun. I think we live in the same part of the state that's in the same time zone, because I think our state changes time zones at certain places, but I don't know. But I think we're pretty much in the same time zone, so we'll get it figured out. Is everything tempered? Yeah. So if I can get this guy... Yep. It's weird because it's not showing all of these. Oh, now it wants to show all of them. Oh wow, these episodes. Oh hell yeah, good quality is a good sign. AA creates a C. I'm not really sure how that works, but all right. And then B creates an E. Can use my download. Hell yeah. Oh, let's go D. I'll get something set up. I'll have to do some work on like Friday night and make sure we've got it all like sorted out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and then E. I created an F and one of C. And then EF. That's not to say though that like in those wild eras of cartoons there weren't some like good ones on Fox either though. Like Fox had some interesting, like some good ones, like Bobby's World. We used to watch we watched Bobby's World every day. Especially when was it Fox Kids or was it FX? Yeah, Fox Family. So before it became FX and FX Kids. Yeah, the archive comes in clutch again. Some guys posted, hell yeah. If it's Showa Rider, depending on which one, you can also watch a lot of Kamen Rider on, so Tubi, surprisingly, has a lot of Kamen Rider, and Pluto TV, so both of these are free. You have to deal with like ads, but they're free streaming services that have a ton of Kamen Rider stuff. I personally use Pluto to watch different things, and Pluto has a ton of Toku, like a ton of Sentai, so a ton of the Power Ranger stuff too. That's where I was watching Mega Ranger, which I think for us was Rangers in, it was Rangers in Space for us, and that is like, Mega Ranger is my all-time favorite Power Rangers. And so when I found Mega Ranger on fucking Pluto, I was so stoked, because Mega Ranger introduces my favorite villains in all of Power Rangers, and that's the Psycho Rangers.
Dirtying my blade. This won't take long. Draw. Fall. Next. No one can stand before my blade. This won't take long. Draw. Die. Fall. You won't live to regret it. Fall. We won't fail.
Mega Ranger has the best designs, even with its American counterpart. Yeah, I loved Mega Ranger. Mega Ranger was so cool. It was weird that, for us, like, Mega Ranger Mega Ranger was basically, like, technology-based. Like, the whole idea was, like, technology. Like, the way they even find their Red Ranger is, like, the kid was, like, super good at this VR game at the local arcade that was taking readings of people. And the villain setup for Mega Ranger was super cool, with like this mad scientist in this other like dimension and all that stuff. And then for us, it was Power Rangers in Space, and it was kind of interesting, like, to try and see the parallels of how they did that. Like, oh, here's like the Power Rangers in Space, and you know, the only other like, so I watched Power Rangers, then I watched Power Rangers Turbo. I watched Zeo. Like, I watched most Power Rangers from the 90s forward. The last Power Rangers series I actually watched as, like, Power Rangers. I was probably, like, 11 or 12 years old, and it was Lost Galaxy. Yep. And it was the end of Lost Galaxy. I remember the very last episode of Lost Galaxy. That was the last time I ever watched Power Rangers until God, I was like 34 till I was an adult, and then because, and this is why I loved Radiant Black so much, and why Radiant Black has resonated with me and stuck with me so much. At the end of the first Radiant Black issue, the creator of Radiant Black, he wrote a letter to all the readers, and in that letter he talks about how we give up things that make us happy. He remembers he writes about kind of the same thing that I experienced as a kid. He loved Power Rangers, and there was a time where everybody was playing Power Rangers, and everybody wanted to be Power Rangers on the schoolyard. And then he held on to Power Rangers and got a little bit older, and as he got into middle school, he started getting made fun of because he liked Power Rangers, and we hit that point where we start to put that we put that away, and it's something some of us may look back on fondly and or not, depending on your experience with it. But I put Power Rangers away, and it was something that made me immensely happy as a kid. And I put it away and just kind of forgot about it because, well, that's not what high schoolers do. That's not what middle schoolers do. This isn't, you should be into, this other stuff. And now, I read that letter, him talking about that, and that really resonated with me. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Why did I put this away? I should never have been ashamed of, my enjoyment of those things, because at the end of the day, I was really, it just made me super unhappy. The whole, well, I have to be an adult. I have to be an adult. This is the adult way. I should be into these things or that things. And that's... yeah, emotionally dead. I was just I wasn't happy. I was just kind of living and moving through life. And then I started seeing the Power Rangers comics, and I was like, wait, this is still a thing? What, how is this, still going? And, I picked it back up, and I love it. I have all my Power Rangers helmets. I have my dagger that plays the fucking music. I have my Green Ranger Morpher. I have all my Power Rangers stuff. I have all my Power Rangers comics. I have all sorts of episodes for... just master a title? No. Somebody just learn a title? Yes. Proof that one has learned a high number of skills. Switch titles often and effectively. Thanks. Oh, I can learn Infernal Torrent. How many times have I used this art now? 687. But yeah, Jack's Pacific Toys. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I actually, I go back and, one thing that a buddy of mine and I liked to do, was get on Crunchyroll, because there was fun, in watching old Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to love old Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I went back and started watching old Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, and finding other old card shows like that. There was the American ripoff of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Shadowverse or Duel Masters, or I can't even remember. Show was cheesy as fuck, but I had the game on PlayStation 2, and I played the fuck out of it for some reason. Beyblade. Old school Beyblade. I joke about Beyblade all the time, but man, Beyblade had some fucking fun to it. I keep telling my partner that I'm going to cut a hole in the floor of our house and build a Beyblade arena in the middle of it. I would love to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot when, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was in its infancy. I played and had tons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I had one of the first built-out deck, fucking Dark Magician Girl. Like, I had all sorts of really cool decks built out. I had a really cool Mako deck, and like we had built stuff for that game. Like, we loved Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to shoplift Yu-Gi-Oh cards from the local Kmart. That's how I had most of my collection. And then, like, the power creep in Yu-Gi-Oh, like, I will never get into that game again. Like, I even tried playing it digitally. The whatever one is on Steam. Got into a match, and the match started, and I never even drew a card. Yeah, yep, that's why Kmart went out of business. All them Yu-Gi-Oh cards, dude. When I was in high school, like, I will openly talk about it. Like, I was kind of a troublemaker. I was kind of a little shit, and I used to shoplift a lot, and I think I did it just for the fun of doing it. Like, there was really no other reason to do it. All right, it is getting time for me to wind down. I am gonna go save. I've got to go to the store and pick up some stuff, so we have like dinner and stuff tomorrow. But I will be back at it tomorrow night, so we can keep.
Hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Princess sold WWE figures at Toys R Us. That's ballsy. The Kmart, like, so the Kmart that we would steal our Yu-Gi-Oh cards from, like, they didn't care. Like, we clearly could tell that they didn't care. We would go in and we would just grab cards. We would rip the packs in the store. We would throw all the packs into a garbage pail at the very back of the store, and we would leave. Basically, like, as long as we weren't stealing, like, electronics from that store, like, they left us alone for some reason. So, but WWE figures, that's ballsy. All right, so we are wrapping down. We've got plans for Saturday stream. We'll be back grinding more titles tomorrow. I am going to go see if I cannot find, if there's anybody we could raid. Potentially Ready Player Gabe is also streaming this, so we will see if he's on. Oh, so that might be a fun. It looks like Ready Player Gabe is streaming some Sonic Adventure 2. Looks like he's doing the dark story of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and he's building out some Chow Gardens. So we're going to send a raid over to Ready Player Gabe. If you want to stick around and check out what he's got going on. I'm going to call it for the night. I will be back tomorrow night. I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out with me. Please come back tomorrow. We'll be doing more of this and talking about more terrible, terrible shows, because that seems to be something I'm very knowledgeable in. So, and then on Saturday, we will get together and watch some of those terrible shows. So, yeah, thank you for hanging out. I'm throwing over the raid, and we will catch up later. Yeah, I will. I'll message you when I get back from the store. All right. Later, everybody.